Wow, what up, y'all? It's your boy Dee-1, and right now I'm kicking it with my dog. You heard me on the Sorry Not Sorry show. I'm representing New Orleans, but this message is universal.
Yeah. Welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry show. Straight in, it's Mr. Unapologetic. It's up and I'ma tell it. You get the moon and remember the sun when I forget it. I'm thugging, I'm reckless, so what if y'all regret it? Check it, because if I said it, it's love inside the message. You know I'm private, I'm vibing, in public I'm connected. A hustle, as soon as my hand touch it, I'ma sell it. They jealous, we getting money, so now the banks is cool with him. Thanks for tuning in, I'm grateful for you and them. Highs with the lows, I survive with the bros. Now I just wanna know if you subscribe to the show. I go.
Who else you gonna find as a host? We got side, we got old with the rhymes and the jokes.
Come on.
It's like a double-double in my prime, but at both I have yet to reach the peak of my shine, but I'm close.
I know, we can't wait for the chance to get canceled. Pray on my downfall, your plans get dismantled. They trying me for cardio, I'm riding like a Harley though. And we ain't saying sorry, this the Sorry Not Sorry show. Gang. Yeah, and
We ain't saying sorry, this the Sorry Not Sorry show.
facts. Yeah.
And we ain't saying sorry, this the Sorry Not Sorry show.
God bless y'all. Yeah. It's the Sorry Not Sorry show. Word.
All right, look. Maybe I'm a hypocrite, maybe I'm not. I'm at my best friend's funeral in the parking lot, inside of my whip, and I'm bumping murder music. He just got shot, and it's the soundtrack to it. I'm sad he's dead, but I got these rhymes in my head. The music sound great, but the Bible just said it's life and it's death in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. I'm not done. I shed tears when we buried him. I really cried. But this was different than a song because he really died. These people making music, making murder glorified. What I look like putting them in my top 5. We bought into a lie because we feel like it's cool. Just because everybody bumped it at my middle school. We could use these pro tools to drop jewels, but from the beats to the streets, we made murdering cool. We confused. Why do we cry when rappers die, but we love when they glorify murder when they're alive? Why do we say that we love one another, then turn around and backstab our brother?
Right.
Why do we claim that we cherish our sisters, then disrespect them and call them all
Bitches.
Why do we cry when rappers die, but we love when they glorify murder when they're alive?
Great questions. Sorry Not Sorry show, man. That boy Dee-1 ain't playing, boy. That's fire.
Thank you, brother.
That's
and you
fire.
filled in the blank with the curse word.
Yeah, I ain't mean to do that, but I felt it coming because I was like, damn, good shit, bro. Damn.
Thank you, brother. That's a song that's off my current album called Hypocritical Hop. That's out right now.
Got you.
That song is called Why Do We, and that song is blowing up, bro.
Right, fire. Good shit, bro.
Yeah, I got kids singing the chorus. So imagine them kids asking that question. Why do we cry when, you know what I mean?
Fire,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah, that was, man, we started off, you tried to did that at the end.
Yeah, we ain't wasting no time, man. We ain't wasting no time.
Hit my soul
man.
real quick.
Yeah.
I want to ask, do you curse in your music?
No, sir.
Oh, not at all.
No.
I shouldn't have filled in that blank.
When I heard you do it, I said, hey, that's my dog. Yeah, that's my dog. So, I got a lot of friends in life who like, D, you ain't got to curse. We're going to do the cursing for you. You hear me?
Okay.
Type stuff.
Got you.
Yeah, that's love.
What about, you said the N-word?
Nah, I don't say the N-word. I don't curse.
None of that.
Nah.
It's crazy because Dr. Umar on the episode, he told me to stop saying it.
Stop saying the N-word?
Yeah, like while we was recording.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Really?
said it like I wasn't ODing with it, but you know,
Okay.
it's in my vocabulary. So
Yeah.
he was like, I need you to stop. You know what I mean? Like,
Word.
He looked at me and said that.
Hey, man.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like I think the best version of ourselves is a version that doesn't have to curse or use the N-word.
Right,
and we
right.
all striving for that. And just because I don't curse or use the N-word in my music doesn't mean that I'm the best version of myself in other areas.
No,
you know
no,
what I
for
mean?
sure, for
we all
sure,
got
for sure.
growing to do.
Right. When you stopped at a certain point? Or?
Yeah. So me and you got something in common, which I hit you about. I'm like, dog, we got the same story, right? When I first started rapping, I was in college. I'm from New Orleans. I went to LSU in
Okay,
Baton
okay.
Rouge, Louisiana.
All right, so-
I went there to play basketball, right?
Oh, you hoop?
Yeah, I hoop.
Okay.
Got into, you know, just some foolishness happened. End up not being on the team, right? That being said, I kind of turned to rapping to replace that passion I had for basketball.
Okay.
And
Same.
when I first started rapping, I'm really just trying to be like a young Lil Wayne, like a young hot boy. You know what I
How
mean?
old you is?
Yeah, at the time I'm 19.
I'm saying, how old you is now?
Shoot, I'm priceless. You heard me? I'm timeless.
All right, say
You heard
less,
me?
say less.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
All right, say less.
So, man, when I start rapping, I'm rapping about killing cats.
Same.
I'm rapping about selling dope.
Same.
I never sold dope, by the way. I never killed nobody, by the way.
Right, same.
I'm rapping about smashing dude's girl. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we did that.
Not me.
Okay. All right.
Because before I ever got into that, people were smashing my girl. You know what I'm saying? In college, I was that dude. I was the recipient of that.
Oh, how'd you handle that though? Not to segue.
Yeah. I almost crashed out, and crashing out, was gonna lead to some violent stuff.
Right.
But I found God, bro, and at the right time in life. So instead of the crash out, I Christianed out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay, gotcha.
So I got serious about my walk with God. So as all this is happening, I think the final straw was, it wasn't my homeboy like what you said. It was my mama.
Oh, mama.
Right? I used to pass out the mixtapes on campus. One dude who I gave my mixtape to, his mama worked with my mama.
Okay.
So he went home like, oh, David from high school. David raps now. This
D
is
is for
David's mixtape. Yeah, D is for David. And D-1 is because I went to a D1 school, LSU, Division I. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, for sure.
So he gives his mama the mixtape. His mama just so happens to work with my mama.
Right.
Back in New Orleans. So she gives my mama the mixtape. I didn't know your son rap now.
Right.
What I mean? My mama listened to the mixtape. Full of murder, dope dealing, smashing all these,
Yep.
And man, with my mama, I remember I came home for one of the college breaks, and when she showed me that mixtape, she was like, I ain't know you rap now. All she had to do was hold the mixtape up. She ain't even give me no speech. It was the look in her eyes, and it was the mixtape that I know what I was spitting. All them lies.
Right.
The look in her eyes and all them lies on that mixtape. And it made me feel convicted, bro. It was like, dang.
What she said though?
She ain't said nothing. She just looked, that look, man, that your mama give you. When she give you that look.
That old school look. Yeah.
She gave me that disappointed old school look.
Right.
Man, I still remember it. I got goosebumps underneath this hoodie right now, dog. I still remember that look. And I was like, yeah, I'm tripping. Like, what am I doing? And then, shortly after that, as fate would have it, my best friend got killed. That verse I spit at the beginning of this episode, that's a true story. And when my best friend got killed, and after me attending the funeral, I get in my whip, and I just turned on whatever I had on before the funeral as the music.
Yeah.
And I realized for the first time ever, the severity of them lyrics that I'm listening to finally hit me. Like, man, I'm listening to music that's making it sound cool to do what just happened to my partner. I just finished burying him. I just finished speaking at the funeral. So, man, that stuff started to hit me a different type of way, and I was like, yeah, I want to do the music thing because by this time I fell in love with it. But I was like, I gotta find a different way, man. And I knew it was possible because around this time you got early Kanye West that then came out, right?
Okay.
Kanye then came out like
First, second
a few
album
years
Kanye?
before. First, second, third album Kanye. That version of Kanye allowed me to see that it was possible. It wasn't nobody in New Orleans I could look at and say, oh, it's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I couldn't think. I mean, J Electronica wasn't out yet, right?
Nah, he wasn't out yet.
Right.
So at the time, I'm like, man, it's gonna be a long shot, but if I'm gonna do music, I wanna make it on these terms, on the terms to where I don't want curse, I don't want to have to say the N-word, I don't want more so than the language, I don't want to glorify what I know is like, there's real power in the tongue. So I'm rapping about smashing your girl, and these football players is running the train on smashing mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm rapping about murking all these cats in my verses.
Train was crazy.
And
that's what happened? We don't got to get into it.
Yeah, that's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one.
My bad, D.
Because I still know all the parties that was involved. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
so you know what? Train is at the same time. Multiple at different times, that's not a train. So it was multiple. It wasn't.
Okay.
From what I was told.
We've always argued about the definition of this word, so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. From the definition I was, given.
I want to ask you something on the flip side of what you're saying. What do you think it is with, I don't even want to just limit it to the culture, but to like the world where like we make the righteous path like corny or it's like, cause like, like Chance the Rapper came out, right? And he had a lot of momentum at first, won like 3 Grammys, off the coloring book working with Ye. Then it's like the follow-up album, he's talking all about God and being a married man, and everyone like, he corny. Like and like, oh, this album a dud, the album's trash, mainly because the subject matter is like basically him being like, hey man, I'm a faithful married dude and his relationship with God. To your point of we glorify the bad stuff, and then it happens, and now we act upset about it or whatever.
RP this, RP that.
But then the people who have tried at times to give us righteousness, we kind of like, man, he lame. Or why do you think that is?
When you understand how spiritual warfare works, you understand that the enemy, the devil, Satan, whatever you want to use to call him, right? I call him the devil.
Right.
You understand that that's one of his most powerful tactics, is to make right seem wrong and to make wrong seem right. And now when you have this propaganda machine called hip hop and mass marketing and media, right? Now you can put visuals to what's wrong, but elevate these same people that's pushing what's wrong and make them heroes. And now kids are confused because they like, wait, that's wrong, but that's all over the TV and all over the radio.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? So that's what it is. And when you're doing the right thing, you got to fight twice as hard. You got to be doubly dope. You got to be quadruply dope. You heard me? Just to get a little bit of face time and a little bit of love. So that's it, bro.
Timing matters a lot to me too, though. Like the timing of who and what it is, and then it's like go to his point. You got to be overly it's got to be, and the music probably got to be through the roof. Like when Kanye's time, I don't remember somebody else backpacking that seeming nerdy, kind of doing that. There wasn't nobody like doing a classic album for people who was going to college and struggling. It wasn't done, and so I don't think you can repeatedly do that. And then like that music at that time to me was exceptionally good.
Right,
everything, production, hook, bars, features, verse, tone, everything. And in my experience, I just think that, unfortunately, like, the hood, the culture of the hood, that what they select is a lot of the negative things. So when you see something like that, it's just tough, like, for them to put that at the forefront. You know what I mean? Like to me, it seems like it's very hard to do. But like what Kanye did to me was hard to do. I don't see it being duplicated for a very long time.
Right. But even Ye told the line though, in the sense of like he wrestled with his vices publicly, and he might still talk about chicks with big titties or like put those elements. You know what I'm saying? Like
And you used a powerful word, wrestle, and you look like a wrestler, by the way. I can see you being a wrestler. You heard me, right? But it's a difference between wrestling with your vices and embracing your vices.
Yeah.
I think somebody like Kanye started to embrace his vices publicly, and that made him more consumable and more palpable. That's not even a word.
Yeah, I was say I gotta Google that.
Palpable.
Great.
Yeah, but it feels
We've
like
made
it
up
just
a lot
fits
of words
right
on
there.
this podcast.
On this podcast, it's like the
So
seventh word.
Kanye made it more palpable for people to embrace his message because he embraced his vices.
Yeah.
What people don't like is when you are wrestling with your vices. They're like, because that makes us wrestle with our vices when we listen to it.
Right.
But when you're trying to defeat your vices publicly, people really don't like that because for the most part, people are like, that's going to cause me to have to work. And I'm not trying to work. I'm just trying to be entertained.
Right. It's easier to do that. They struggling with being that righteous person. And I think another battle is a lot of the people that aren't even attempting to be righteous, when they see the few people being righteous and then they make those mistakes, and then that's what makes it more tough. It's like, damn, you really just as bad as us. And then now we see it. I think that happens a lot with like somebody that might go to church and then you find out the pastor was getting ass from everybody, all the chicks, cheating on his wife, messing with the back deacon and the women doing this in the choir, and you're like, hold on, I'm trying to go to, but it's like everybody around even trying to do the righteous or seeming righteous is wilding too. I think that doesn't get spoke on to me by some of the righteous people. Is like you remember that line in the movie? I forgot what movie it was. He was preaching on the block, but then at the end he asked to borrow $5. I forgot what. Hey, you got about $5 I could borrow, but he was talking all this righteous shit about the black woman, and then he wanted the white woman. But that really goes on, D. It's like the righteous nigga in the hood be wilding too.
I also think there is a misconception though of faith-based people in the sense that like that is from a theological standpoint, that is why you walk the path. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but to the people maybe outside the church or not always in it, it's like we do look at the imperfect person in the church preaching as like, oh, look at you. But it's like that from a Christian standpoint, that is why you get saved though. It's because you're imperfect. You're still wrestling with these things.
And you're saying, I need Jesus
right.
because of my imperfections.
Right.
I need to be able to like have a relationship with someone who was perfect.
Right.
So now that gives me a standard to strive for.
Right.
The reason why I'm so bold about my faith and I'm proud to be a man of God is because there's nothing in this world that has been put in front of us as the standard we should strive for that stands like next to God and even can hold a candle to God. So they tell us in hip hop, Jay-Z, that's the standard. Best rapper alive, billionaire, married to Beyonce. Man, look at all the flaws and imperfections that Jay-Z has as a human. First of all, we shouldn't even put all that weight on his shoulders to turn him into an idol. But second of all, if you really want to peel back the layers of all Jay-Z's imperfections, it's like, dang, the bar ain't high enough with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need the bar to be higher than anybody in this world could set it. And that's where only God, man, only Jesus could set the bar that high. And in hip hop, bro, we done set the bar so low to where even the conversations we have, dog, everybody want to talk about who's your top five. I've been a part of a lot of these conversations. I'm to the point now where I realize that a lot of my top five that I would name that's no longer here with us, a lot of them burning in hell right now, bro. And that's how my brain started working. Yes, indeed. Based on how they was living publicly, what they was glorifying in their music, you know what I'm saying? Like unapologetically. And I just get to the point to where I'm like, that's the devil's trick. He want us to spend our little 70 or 80 years down here on earth worrying about a whole bunch of insignificant things that don't have no eternal consequences to them and get so invested into those distractions that we waste the prime of our lives.
But how do you, I always wanted to ask you this, D, is like, how do you determine the thin line between glorification and
narration?
It's like what if I'm telling a story about some things that happened, but somewhere on the album I'm actually saying the things that I dealt with, the repercussions of my decisions, and I actually went through so many things. I might have sold some drugs, I might have did some bad things with women, I might have went through some tough shit with my family. Maybe my uncle was doing some illegal shit and I grew up, idolizing that, but now I'm a little bit wiser. What if the album kind of depicts that picture of the evolution of the growth? And something else Umar was saying, like he doesn't want to hear that without the after effect of it, good and bad. How do you kind of look at that? Like, could you still bump something if the artist kind of does say, hey, look, youngin', I was selling this. I was on a block with these knuckleheads. Now, 2 of my homies in jail, 2 of them dead. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to give back to the community. Could you still bump that album or even do an album like that without cursing and all that? Like,
yes. I could do an album with an artist like that.
So how do you say what's glorification if this song is about, not saying I'm in love with the Coco, like a song like that, of course, that sounds like glorification.
There you go.
But I'm saying, but like I love the artist. He kind of not as new as people would think he is, but newer than like the Locks and everything. But like I like Benny the Butcher a lot.
I know Benny. Me and Benny had a encounter, a run-in with each other.
Okay.
And online, people try to paint us out to like, oh, y'all should be beefing or it should be issues with y'all.
Because of the drug music?
Yeah, because of me saying, I took an interview that Benny was involved in, and the dude interviewing him was like, Benny, what are your top 5 cocaine songs of all time, man? And I said, look at this clown. Look at this clown interviewing Benny the Butcher, and like, look how we'll like throw you an alley-oop to like to where you just want to glorify that, the way we frame stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that stuff is wild to me. So when that happened, just because Benny is being interviewed, people try to make it seem like, oh, Dee-1 talking about Benny, da-da-da. So we seen each other out here in Atlanta at an event around the election time. And when we seen each other, the clip went pretty viral. Man, we dapped each other off as men looked each other in the eye, and Benny was like, "You right about everything you saying. We don't need to be glorifying all this. Some of us really live this life and we talking about it, but truthfully speaking, we need another narrative out there other than making this stuff seem cool."
Right.
So that's the difference. That's the line right there.
Right.
As rappers and singers, we have the rare ability to make anything seem cool because of how we could put it into words and make it rhyme and put that beat and that melody on top of it. So glorification is when you make that lifestyle seem cool. And I feel like some of the youngins who are rapping it and glorifying it, NBA Youngboy, people like that, they're still in it or freshly removed from it to where I don't expect the same thing from an NBA Youngboy as I expect from somebody 20 and 30 years older than him, like a Lil Wayne.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're further removed from it. You feel me?
So you feel like Wayne's music kind of still glorifies it a little? Well, yeah, he might throw some.
Absolutely.
He might throw some wild shit in there.
And for the first time ever on the Carter 6, the fans expressed that they were tired of it and they wanted to see some growth.
More substance.
They wanted some more substance.
Nah, nigga, the music wasn't good.
You think so?
And I love Wayne.
Wayne could spit, bro. Like,
No,
like
no,
you
no,
I
can't
love
tell me
Wayne.
he wasn't spitting on
He one
it.
of my goats.
Yeah, he was spitting on there.
Thank you.
But I'm saying
The music wasn't good.
yeah, I think you can be spitting elite and still.
What if the music was good, but the message was still bullshit? They would have bumped it.
You right. They would have bumped it. They would have bumped it.
That's
No,
what I'm saying.
they're not. For a person like me would have still been like, come on, man, you could do better, bro.
Yeah.
You
It
could
made
do
it
better.
harder because there was no substance. See what I'm saying? There was no substance with the music to me being bad, which gave now the people are like, oh, this doesn't really resonate with me. I don't really like the message.
Yeah.
No, nigga, the music was bad.
Yeah.
The
It's
music
all,
was
But
bad.
it has been a minute since we got like the Tie My Hands, Lil Wayne, like the joint he had with Robin Thicke back
Yep.
in the day, where he was talking about New Orleans and what it had gone through and what he was witnessing in his city. It's been a long time since we've got.
Here's the other thing, though,
joint
fellas.
like that.
These dudes are slaves in the rap game, bro. They are slaves because
Slaves to what?
They slaves
their
to
contract
money.
Or just, okay.
they're slaves to money. I'm financially free, bro. That means that by the grace of God, I'm in a position to where nobody can pay me any amount of money
to go against your morals.
to go against my morals. But
Same.
these dudes are living in gated communities. Their kids are in private school, but they still glorifying bull. You feel me?
Right.
Because they are afraid that, well, if I don't get the fans what they want, then it's going to impact my tour ticket sales and my album sales. That means you are a slave to that money. When you're truly free, you're like, this is what the world needs to hear. God blessed me with the ability to make a righteous message sound cool because I'm lyrical, because I could pick good beats. And now I have a responsibility as a man on man time to do that.
Right.
And I know a lot of them ain't going to admit it like in public that, man, what Dee-1 saying is real. But you know what?
Yeah.
The person who I probably would have never thought would have told me he respect my mind and he agree with me and keep going.
Who that?
Birdman.
Oh, word,
He
Bird.
told me that, bro.
That's a big homie. Okay.
Backstage at Dreamville Fest.
Word.
See that? See, if Birdman could
surprised
tell
you?
me that, what?
Why?
I'm thinking Birdman will probably be the number one op to what it is that I'm representing. Bro, that let me know right there. Any of y'all little pawns, y'all little minions, y'all little rappers that got a problem with what I say because you in your 40s and your 50s and you glorifying all this debauchery and this sin and this evil. Man, y'all just some slaves, man.
No, fact.
And I'm here to help y'all if y'all down for it. But I'm going to war with you if we fighting for the energy and attention of our culture and of our kids.
Right.
Because the same music you putting out, I got to put out music that's doper than yours just to counteract the negativity you putting out.
Yeah.
So I can't act like I'm all buddy-buddy with what you putting out. I could be your friend behind the scenes, but when it comes to what's being glorified on that microphone, it's war.
Right. No, you're right though. Do you think that people could still be righteous if they don't believe in that same religion?
Absolutely, man. You have a lot of people who I'm personally friends with who are not Christian, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who I have collaborated with from Lupe Fiasco. We done went on tour together. This is my brother. We both college professors up there in Boston.
Okay.
You heard me? Yeah, like Lupe is my brother. Who else did it? Most Def. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
so you're more open-minded with that stuff.
Man, yeah, I done been 19 Keys. Me and this brother done did tour dates together. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be able to unify around the things we do have in common. Instead of saying, I'm about to nitpick apart all of the things that I don't agree with about you. Because we agree on more things than we don't agree on, just as human beings, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure. But I was born Christian too, still Christian. My parents heavily in it. My pops know the Bible front to back. And I want you to speak on this too. And this is my own personal opinion, criticizing my own people and the ones I grew up around. And I've been around other religions and people who are not religious and whatever, vice versa. In my opinion, just growing up in church and then being outside of church, like the Christians that I've seen have been the most hypocritical people I've ever been around. That's just me holding them accountable. And not saying I haven't been hypocritical to some things. I just, I don't consider myself a hypocrite because I'm more transparent and more of an open book than most other people. I'm open to my mistakes. I can speak about them. I'm not ashamed of them. I'm not embarrassed by me falling and getting back up, messing up and making mistakes. I've seen a lot of Christians pretending to be something that they not And I think that's another thing that creates an issue when you do finally have somebody righteous doing something. It's like we've seen so many people fronting and really not being official and pretending to be something that they really not. And it's harder to do it. Like if I see somebody acting tough and they really soft, I'll speak about it, but you can let that go. But it's harder when it's the better. I know I need to evolve into this, but you using that to kind of paint this picture of something that you're not. And that also makes it harder on the righteous end, I think, for people that's not going righteous, because that's what happened. They may take a day or two trying it, and then like, oh, I didn't last, and all the other people fronting as well. I think, like, what do you think about shit like that when it comes?
Brother, I think we live in an era where a lot of people are doing the right things for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
And the wrong reason means that there's selfish ambition at the root of it.
Okay.
When you truly, like, think about it. To truly pass up on a lot of the vices and pleasures that this world has to offer us, it truly has to be a place of selflessness that you're in, to where it's like, dang, I ain't saying that this weed wouldn't taste good or this drink wouldn't taste good or all these vices wouldn't feel good to indulge in, but my love for God supersedes my desire to take part in that temporary pleasure, right? That's a selfless place, right? We live in an era now to where a lot of people feel like I can build a brand off of righteousness, but deep down, my heart is not really concerned about being selfless and serving God. My heart is concerned about taking the path of least resistance to put myself on. And we live in a very selfish society when serving God is all about selflessness. And the internet has made it that way, because now, when we were kids, you might have had, like in my hood, we didn't have nobody who made it for sports, but Currency grew up across the street from me, right? Right across the street from my grandparents' house. When I was a little kid, because I'm younger, when I'm looking at him, like at the time he signed to No Limit, and I'm like, man, a dude, Shantae, who I actually know, who lives across the street, who got the same birthday as my grandpa, you know, 6 days before mine. Like, this dude made it as a rapper, you know, because he's with Master P. Now he's with Young Money. Me seeing that really pushed me to, once basketball didn't work out, to say, maybe I could just make it as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw it. On the internet nowadays, the point I'm making is, on the internet nowadays, everybody is in proximity to somebody that they're cool with or somewhat adjacent to, who they could be like, dang, Sahari made it on the internet as an influencer. My dog made it on the internet as a rapper. Such and such made it as an R&B singer or as a YouTuber. So it's making more people be like, I want to try to emulate the success of people around me that I've seen make it. And because of that, you just got a lot of people that look at Christianity or righteousness as that's the lowest hanging fruit to be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me take that route. A lot of people become gospel singers because they couldn't make it as R&B singers.
Dang, for real?
I ain't gonna lie. You know what's crazy?
The pool is a lot smaller as a gospel singer.
I get what he's saying, though. I got like a partial scholarship to a private Christian school when I was coming out of high school, called North Greenville. It was like a D2 school in Greenville, South Carolina.
I didn't know that.
For what? For wrestling?
Football.
Okay.
But
you ain't catch that joke. I made a wrestling joke.
I got you. But I had I'm not gonna say his name or nothing. But I had a teammate there that, like, I think his dad was like a pastor. He grew up in the church from Columbia, South Carolina. And he was kind of like half in music, half out. He was kind of known as like the rapper on campus or whatever. But I remember being in a conversation one time with him and a female student, and he was saying that, like, if he went the gospel route, that he feels like he was, to your point of like, oh, it would be easy. I could dominate. I would be like the best Christian rapper or whatever. Because to your point,
wrong reasons.
Yeah, and looking at it like, because it was this small little thing that, like, there's no competition.
The pool is a lot smaller. There you go. So that's like a person who's like, I want to intentionally go to a D3 school so I could be a starting player and be a star on that team, as opposed to playing for a bigger D1 school
and challenging
yourself to get better, being around better competition, and then ultimately, if you shine on that level, then, you know, that's unprecedented. But people be like, nah, I want to take the easy route. And man, you know what, bro? It's okay to admit that, bro. Like, let's not act like it doesn't. Bro, I'm here right now because I want attention.
Okay.
If not, I would be at my house.
Yeah.
Everybody wants attention. Y'all have set this up. Y'all bought these lights. Y'all got people working. We got 5 cameras or something. I'm getting blinded by all the lights and cameras, bro, because we want attention. So let's not act like that's something that's inhumane, right?
No, for sure.
But it's like, but life should be about getting to the root of why we want the attention and what we plan on doing with that attention. And all God is saying is, man, just throw me the alley-oop. Just be Penny Hardaway, be Jason Kidd, you hear me? You throw the alley-oop to me because whatever the people like you for, Dee-1, whatever they're attracted to about you, you get it from me. Because I'm the one who gave you the time on earth. I'm the one who gave you the talent that they're in love with. So throw me the alley-oop, and that's how we win people into my kingdom. But you got human beings that want to build their own kingdom. That's like, I got how many? 749,000 followers on IG. The kingdom of Dee-1 is looking good. You got people that's feeling like that. And the world is creating an environment that is ripe for narcissism. The world is creating an environment to where everybody get on their phone and feel like they are CNN because they got an Instagram page. They feel like I gotta give my opinion on all these topics because people want to hear from me. No, they don't. We don't need to hear from you. You know, 98% of y'all, we don't need your opinion. So when it comes to hip hop, this is why I call it hypocritical hop, and I'm at war with it because we talking spirituality. Hip hop is like heaven, beautiful, amazing, life changing. Hypocritical hop is like hell. Glorifying murder. Rest in peace, T Hood. You heard me?
For sure.
Glorifying selling dope. Glorifying all this debauchery, all this disrespecting women. Hypocritical hop is hell. I'm just trying to take us from hell back to heaven, bro. Because we love hip hop. It changed all of our lives. But we've gotten to a point to where you got a culture that doesn't even realize that it ain't hip hop no more that's being glorified. It's hypocritical hop, and we calling these people legends. Imagine calling people legends, dog. We be calling people legends, and we get mad at them not because all the people they killed, but because they snitched at the end of their life. That's how backwards our culture is. We got rappers who we call legends because of how good they was able to glorify selling cocaine in their music. How good they was able to make murder music sound cool. Bro, I grew up in the city to where I'm like, man, it's a double-edged sword because the same music that I got an attachment to, if I listen to it now, after I had to bury my best friend, dog. When I listened to it, when I had to bury G Money, and I didn't bury G Money, but that was my student. I was his middle school teacher. That was Fredo Bang's best friend. I was both of their middle school teacher. When I'm having to see that happen and see my other students who done been murdered and all this, I'm seeing it, bro, and I'm just like, but we have a culture that glorifies all of this type of music and behavior, and we call people legends when they get really good at packaging that music that pushes that out there, man. It's crazy, and we have to like draw the line in the sand somewhere, because if not, at this point, it's what they call it. It's like it's just like it's like a river that's just the current is already moving a certain way. It's moving towards more of that. You know what I'm saying? It's moving towards more and more of that. Now you got rappers in their 50s who never grew up. You got executives in their 50s who have for 30 years gotten rich off of saying, shoot, we just gonna poison the black community. But meanwhile, we ain't signing no white drill rappers. Leo Cohen, Mike Karen. We ain't signing none of these white drill rappers.
You feel like they aware of that?
Man, of course, bro, they strategic. They're strategic. They got white drill rappers, but they feel like if we make these people into heroes for young white kids, let's sign 50 of them, make them all into the next generation of heroes for suburban white America, and watch what happens.
You think the intent goes that far, even past the financial gain? Like
it's past the financial gain.
Clearly, they're putting money over morals. That's evident as day. But I'm saying, you think it's past the money where they're like, wait, we could make money off this white drill dude, but don't do it because he's Caucasian. We don't want to put that in our community. For
sure. But you got these black coons who are executives as well who doing the same thing at this point. And they are saying, man, I mean, I'm gonna make a bag off of Lil Daddy, you heard me? And he might die, but we got a life insurance policy on him. So we ain't tripping, you heard me? He might go to jail, but I'm gonna still collect them residuals, man. You got a lot of predatory managers.
They got life insurance policies on the rappers?
On the rappers.
The rappers don't got on themselves?
Yes.
That's facts?
Yes, that's in people's contracts that they're signing, bro. When they sign with these labels, yes. And when you sign your masters over, it's like you could be in jail or you could be dead, but the label is still eating. You know what Jada Kiss said? Might find him dead in the ocean. He be all right though. You know dead rappers get better promotion. Man, what? It's a problem, dog.
What if damn, I don't want to get this deep, but you ever think in time this has happened that they have that life insurance policy on somebody and then they actually get them killed? Because that shit happens when couples do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a life insurance policy with the husband or something and the wife get him killed to get the bag.
Dog.
You ever think that happened, bro?
You just
I mean, if you got the life insurance policy and they tweaking, y'all get the argument. I mean,
man,
I'm not trying to put the idea out, but it sounds like it would be. A lot of people dying is what I'm saying. Like, if that's the case.
I know that 99% of rappers who rap about killing people have never killed a person, right? In real life. And we just need to call them liars. And
what if they would in self-defense?
And we need to laugh at them.
What about
and we
that,
need to say, man, you lame for glorifying that stuff.
But what if they would in self-defense?
If they would in self-defense, it's different than all this music where in first person they speak as if the murder has already occurred.
Okay, I got you.
Because guess what? The same people who will snitch on themselves and make murder sound cool in their music, that'll be the same people begging a white judge for please don't sentence me. Please. My mama wrote a letter to you, judge. Please, judge, I have changed my ways and I'm trying to do better in this world and be a productive citizen. Man, it's just hypocritical hop, dog. So I made a whole album about it called Hypocritical Hop. And I took all of these instances in our culture. I got a song called OGs versus DGs. Because at this point, we got a lot of OGs in hip hop in their 50s and their 60s and their 40s. But we got a lot of DGs in hip hop. That's
What's a DG?
Disappointing grown-ups.
Yeah. So that's what they are, because I don't really know too many more OGs. They not even, some of them getting on these mics, I'm like, yeah, I don't fuck with him no more. I mean, I'm talking about niggas I done love for 20, 30 years.
And bro, it's sad, bro. We got people that I heard when Fat Joe said, and I got love for Fat Joe. When I heard Fat Joe on his podcast saying, man, we live in check to check as rappers. We live in check to check. We out here, man. You know, you gotta have a $300,000 car, and you know you gotta have your Louis V and all that. But man, we live in check to check as rappers, even though we on and da. That is horrible money management. If you are as successful as a Fat Joe and you are still living check to check. So now we just need another narrative to come in that's just as loud. That's why I use my platform the way I use it, and let people know, hey y'all, that shouldn't be the norm. That might be his reality, but I'm not living check to check. And I never went platinum before. But I got generational wealth built already.
A lot of people don't manage money well, though, D, at all.
Right.
Like, even, like, people live above their means. So it's like, so you know, and you know this, you might make some more money, and if you never dealt with money before consistently, your bills go up, you helping more people, you got a different lifestyle, your crib costs a little bit more, you may be eating a little different. You know, back when niggas used to bust a McChicken down and split it in half with your homie. So it's like those days are done. So it's like, do you kind of take that into consideration? Like, kind of like maybe they are making good money, but then the lifestyle goes up and they don't really have anybody kind of showing them how to manage those funds.
Brother, we seeing selective maturity in our culture, meaning cats will get to the point to where they say, whoa, I'm overweight.
Yeah.
So what I got to do, I got to hire a trainer. Because that trainer knows more than me about how to help me slim down.
That's bad? That's bad?
That's great.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good. Right.
So if we can do it with our weight, if we can do it with certain aspects of life, I never went to college, but I want my kids to go to college. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in a good school.
Right.
They're not going to be in the little hood school I came up going to, right? If we selectively mature in life, then why not mature in a way to say, whoa, I never dealt with this type of wealth before. Let me get real people, not my homie who said, man, I got a business plan, man. Look, we need to do this. No, but get a professional to manage that money. Put that money inside of a brokerage account. Allow it to mature over time so you're getting that interest yearly. And next thing you know, your money is making money for you.
That money's strong, though. Money different than that weight.
And
though.
to your point,
I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just saying it's so hard with, I'm not as much as a victim of that as I've seen other people. I've seen people be so bad with money. I watch it, and I tell my homie this all the time. We always had this conversation of like, he's like, well, I'm not going, because he tells me that I got a lot of good habits when it comes to just like, I don't have a lot of bad habits financially with money. And he was like, nah, I see you do this, and I'm just like, and I always tell him like, you don't really know somebody till you see him with a bag. I seen a lot of my homies. I tell this story all the time, D. I had always found a way to make bread, right? I went and signed to Birdman one time. And just to be transparent with everything, he gave me $300,000. Right?
Wow.
Right? Gave me $300,000. Me and Money Man signed at the same time. Mind you, me and Money Man did our deal separate. We already walked in with money. Like, not like Birdman money, but just more money than the average nigga in the hood. Long story short, when I went into it, I wanted to give other people opportunities. So I had 2 producers at the time, and I found 2 more within this deal. So I was like, I'm gonna sign all 4 of them. Out of my $300,000, I gave all 4 of these dudes $50,000 each. Right?
A piece?
Yes, it's a true story.
Are
Each
you
one-
for real?
I'm dead serious. Illa Jones, Vintage Jag, Not Your Average, Dub the Prodigy. Mind you, 2 of these niggas ain't even have a crib at the time. 2 of them I actually put they crib in my name because they ain't had no credit. So anyway, skip all that. Only one of them niggas I'm still cool with to this day. And everybody started acting different. Mind you, the nigga Illa, when I gave him his 50, I never spoke to him a day in his life after that. Before that, it was bro this, bro that, making beats at my crib. But I say that the niggas is like, everybody was the humblest dude before that happened. Everybody was very humble and very, very like, everything was family. And man, I appreciate it, bro. As soon as I haven't seen him to this day. Mind you, when I got out that deal, I had to pay it back. I had to pay back Illa's 50 because I couldn't find him.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I paid 50 and lost another 50 having to get out my deal because I honored my contract and my word with Bird, and I wasn't gonna blame it on another man. And I paid my 50 to get out. But I say that to say is like, people don't have none of them ever saw that amount of money before. I don't think none of them had $10,000 in their bank account before by itself. So it's like, how do we expect somebody to know how to act when they get a bag? You know what I mean?
But they were probably in their 20s or their 30s when they got that bag.
No, 20s.
Yeah, we talking about cats in their 50s at this point.
Oh, still doing that?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say with that logic, it's like, how did you know what to do with it? You know what I'm saying? And I say that to be like, you know what I mean? It's like, just we got to have the expectation of like doing the right thing at some point, regardless if you've. It don't mean, to your point, it don't mean it ain't hard.
Or have messed it up and learned from it, because I did mess up some money. I'm not gonna say act like I was always wise with the bread. I messed up a lot of money. I bought shit with my first couple bags like, I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah.
And that's some of the best lessons too. Now, I never did nothing like they did where like I disappear and switch on a nigga that helped me. Now, that's a little bit too far for me.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too far for me. But I mean, we all watched Lord of the Rings and we seen that everybody was humble and protecting Frodo till Frodo fell asleep and they saw that ring shining and they put that joint on and turned into Smeagol.
Say, man, y'all got like a person in y'all family that y'all consider like your hero?
My father.
Your pops?
Yeah, it was my grandfather. He passed away a couple years ago, but
Same
it was
here,
my
bro.
grandfather.
What year he passed away?
22.
23 for mine.
Okay.
All right. The man that my grandfather was during my lifetime is undoubtedly, because I done heard stories, not the man that he was when he was in his 20s, right?
Real shit.
But he learned from those years so that when I came around, the version of him that I got made me into a way better man.
Correct.
And I had the cheat code because I had an OG pouring into me.
Right.
In hip hop, the problem is the OGs don't want to mature and become a better version of themselves
And
publicly.
they pouring that bullshit into the
They
youngins.
pouring that BS into the youngins, right? So now the issue that we facing is, dang, it's like you got a traffic jam to where the OGs, supposed to be OGs, are still trying to be relevant so bad that they are pouring negativity into the youngins, right? And that's what I see happening, bro. So I'm just trying to counteract that, man. And I'm just saying, all right, what do we have to do? I feel like the most gangster thing that you could do, if you really a gangster,
Right.
I got rich off of glorifying murder and selling dope and disrespecting these women in my teens and 20s, and God done blessed me to be in my 40s and 50s. The most gangster thing I could do is renounce all that stuff because I know better than that now.
Right.
But ain't nobody that gangster. Ain't nobody doing that. Cats would rather be like, well, I want to quietly evolve into a better version of myself, but to come out and renounce and denounce that stuff that I used to glorify, that might mess me up. I just feel like, come on, man, I believe in y'all. I'm just like, dang, I know what these people be going through. So for example, there is life and death in the power of the tongue.
I agree.
When I see like Jeezy has clearly evolved.
Yeah.
That moment he had with Gucci,
Gucci
Man
at the
on stage
Versus.
at the Versus, epic moment in hip hop, right? the conundrum that we face is this. When Jesus is like, dang, TM 101, what am I talking about on that album? Just glorifying.
Classic, by the way, D.
Classic, yeah, according to sonically classic.
Okay,
all right,
okay,
yeah.
got you.
But when it gets to the point to where you like, man, I ain't living that life no more.
Right.
I don't want my kids living that life. But when it's like, oh, that album came out 20 or 25 years ago, it's time to memorialize that by saying I need to go on tour and do that album again, right? If this is Jerry Jones, when it comes to the Cowboys, and it's like, Jerry Jones, we saw you in a picture at a KKK rally in the 1960s.
That really
you
happened.
need to denounce that, yeah. You need to denounce that, Jerry Jones, the whole black community. You need to denounce that. You were in the picture in the 60s. How dare you? You're racist.
Okay.
But why we don't make our own people denounce
great
what we
point.
was once glorifying years
That's
ago?
a great point. That's a great point, though. That's a great. That's a great. I like that analogy, though.
Hypocritical hop, bro. That's just what it is. You know why?
We pick and choose.
We pick and choose because we're entertained by the foolishness. We're entertained by it. And it has nostalgic value. So we have an attachment to it because it's like, man, like I grew up on it. I can remember where I was when I heard TM 101.
Yeah.
You know, like for the first time. Yeah, exactly. Like, so because of that, these are things we got to fight against,
And then
bro.
for the artists, they still attached to it if they making money off it.
There you go.
It's like-
And God calls us to detach from everything in this world, including your own grandpa, my grandpa, your daddy. God calls us to say, I want you to love everyone, but simultaneously don't love anyone, even your earthly heroes, more than you love me. So if it gets to the point where you have more of an attachment to anyone or anything in this world than you have to my word and my code of morals and my ethics, then you got to detach from that. And what we see time and time again is, as humans, we are refusing to detach from what we call culture. I have no loyalty to this culture, man. F this culture, man. Forget this culture, bro. Forget it, dog. Like, no loyalty to this culture at all. To black culture, to hip-hop culture, none of that. I love hip-hop and I love black people, but I ain't got no loyalty to the culture.
The culture's fucked up.
There you go.
Right.
And the culture slides in things that's clearly not of God, but it's like, whoosh, but that's the culture.
Right.
Whoosh, that's culture. So if you like the culture, you got to accept this too.
Right.
Forget all these cultures.
What are some examples of things that you think get labeled maybe as the culture that are actually bad things, maybe?
Which culture are we referring to?
Like maybe hip hop culture / black culture or whatever. Like what? Because there's a lot of, I think, things that are seen as positive. What are some things that you think maybe would be like a negative?
The fact that I can go on Apple Music right now, and if I pull up the lyrics to any song on Apple Music, right, it will intentionally blur out the N-word. You notice it don't.
I never looked.
Yeah, it doesn't write out the N-word on lyrics, but it will keep the lyrics on these songs that are overtly glorifying murder, drug dealing, disrespecting women. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. That's hypocritical, bro. But we've accepted that as part of the culture to where it's like, yeah, it's okay to glorify killing people. Like, these are literally lyrics about sliding on your ops and pop, 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 not popping his top and that. We know what that means.
No, you're right.
You're glorifying killing this man, but we've accepted that as culture.
Right. Or being hard or something like that.
Or being hard or whatever. We've accepted like we've accepted what these women be putting out there in their music, bro. Like, Lord have mercy. Like,
bad.
we've accepted prostitute music, bro, as these women are lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've accepted that, dog, as culture.
Yeah.
So I have just chosen to say, I don't know how long I got here on this earth, but I have chosen to say I'm not accepting it. And it's not just me, by the way. So, like, I'm doing this meeting on August 20th. It's called Rappers Only, right? I did an all call when T Hood got killed. I did an all call. I didn't even know T Hood, but I felt the pain from you and from other people.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to do this virtual meeting for Rappers Only to where we are going to get on this Zoom call together and talk about things that are only specific to the life of a rapper and the power that we have with our voice, the position we hold in our community, and the responsibility we hold with this art form that we have been blessed to have talent in, right? And I'm gonna get all rappers on there, and because we gotta take control of the narrative moving forward on how we want to be painted, right? So this is the type of stuff to where rappers be needing therapy, bro. Rappers be needing a safe place to where we can slow down, get out of the algorithm for a second, and say, let me think about what I'm actually like even striving for. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Because once again, just the current of the river can just be pushing you towards, yeah, put another mixtape out. Yeah, go to that club and perform. Yeah, do this, do that. But you don't even really know your purpose.
Right.
The only reason I'm any different is just because by the time I got into the rap game, I had already had to bury my best friend. I was already a middle school teacher. And I saw the negative impact that hip hop was having on our youth. And I said, I'm getting into the rap game intentionally so I can have a bigger platform to do the same work that Mr. Augustine, the middle school teacher, is doing in this classroom.
Right.
Because I knew that, it allowed me to move different.
Okay.
Because I had my own bag, when I got offered a deal by Cash Money,
Right.
when I got offered to, man, if you just, not by Cash Money, but by another label, hey, if you just start cursing in your music, man, just give people more what they want.
They actually do that?
Yeah, a different label? Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. But I had the testicular fortitude to be able to say, nah, I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying?
I had the balls to do this.
There you go.
Pretty
Man.
much.
That's my translator.
Hilarious.
That's my translator.
Testicular
That's
fortitude.
amazing.
Yeah, all the ghetto niggas that don't understand what he just said.
So-
You got the cojones, my nigga.
That's it. So I'm going on, watch this, bro. I'm going on tour. The tour starts September 5th, right?
Salute, yeah.
We're coming to Atlanta September 7th. We're going to be at center stage.
I'm gonna pull up.
Please do.
All right, bet. I'm pull up.
Because this ain't no regular rap tour, right?
Okay.
I'm going to kill the concert. Like, the performance is going to be crazy. Got
Right.
special guests. Like all that's going to be crazy. I'm
Yeah.
killing the show.
Okay.
But at the beginning of each of Dee-1's concerts, we're having a community-led panel discussion with members from the hip-hop community
Gotcha.
in that city, right?
Okay.
To talk about how we shift this culture to make more of a positive impact in our community. And that precedes the performing that night. Because it's more than just, man, let's just be hypnotized and just mindlessly recite lyrics to songs. Man, this is a culture and a lifestyle. People really changing their life because of hip hop in a good way, and people really dying
Right.
in a bad way and going to jail. And hip hop, Hypocritical Hop, is having a lot to do with it. So that's the structure of my shows on this tour. Never did this before.
Yeah, that's
but
fire.
yeah, bro. But I just feel like that's what need to happen, man.
That's hard.
You
That's what's
know,
up.
just and I just feel like I just want to be around the artists at this point who either have an open heart to receiving wisdom and guidance, and
Yeah.
because I could teach you how to get to the bag as an artist, because
Right.
by the grace of God I done got to it. I could teach you how to maintain your morals and still get your money.
Right.
Like, so
Fire.
people
I think that's important too, though, D.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing I think people are missing from a lot of righteous people is when you getting a lot of the good messages, it's like a lot of people see the hustlers get the quick money, and a lot of the youngins they look up to that. But then when they see somebody doing something righteous outside of church, because you know the pastor getting their bag, whether it's the right way or the wrong way. But I'm saying the righteous people, you don't really see the financial gain from that. I'm just speaking from the kids' aspect, so they can be motivated from these people. But I think that's going to help as well when you teach the financial side as well. Unfortunately, because they also want to make sure that they can pay their bills and do. Because the fast money look fast, you know what I mean, and that's another way they glorify things because it looks quick and easy. But if you could also teach that side with the righteous message, I think that'll help as well, so that people could live their lives and be able to survive, but also see I could do it by doing it the right way and also maintain this the right way, as opposed to just like, oh, nah, this quick fast money, I'm gonna go this way because this looks like it's gonna take a little bit too long, too much education, too much studying, and they take the easy route.
Yep.
So I'm glad that you speak about that, because going back into that movie saying like you got about $5 like a bar, it's like, damn, the righteous nigga need to hold something from the hustlers.
Bro, y'all
Majority of the
are
time.
practical dudes. I think that's why I fit in with y'all, and I like this.
Yeah.
Y'all are practical.
Yeah.
Let's make a very honest statement that's gonna hurt some feelings right now.
All right, go for it.
A lot of rappers need to quit and get a day job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. UPS is hiring. Biggie Ben said that.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So people need to hear that and know that, because the majority of rappers
And there's nothing
actually
wrong with a job, by the
there's
way.
nothing wrong with a job. But I had a rapper before tell me, D, I got 15,000 followers. What I look like working at Walmart?
Because he don't want to be seen in that shirt.
Exactly.
I mean, I agree with that, but I think there's something wrong with a job sometimes. In terms of, to get in depth of it, I'm not a firm believer in anybody doing something that they don't believe in and they don't love or they don't respect at some point too. Like I'm not gonna say I never worked before at something that I didn't love, but it was always to put back into my passion. Because you might have that time in your passion, which I was having this argument with Quentin Miller. He keeps songwriting as opposed to he really in his heart wants to just be an artist. But he's saying financially, I got to pay my bills. And the issue with the jobs to me is because there are people that have jobs that are doing way better than people in the street and rappers. I know people at McDonald's making more money than rappers. But I will say this, if you don't love what you do at some point, that's a problem. Like if you just at your job just to get a job and just to stay there eternally, I have a problem with that because you're not happy doing that. You're just maintaining to just live regular.
That's the problem.
You're not fulfilling your purpose.
But I disagree because people are treating rap like a career when it should be a calling. That's why it got infiltrated. It got infiltrated by a bunch of hustlers that's like, we don't even care about the art form. We just want to figure out how to milk this cow and make money off of it.
Correct.
And that's when the culture goes to hell. When you got a bunch of hustlers who infiltrated. So my thing be like, yo, like, don't be afraid to get a job and understand that you can still be a successful rapper, but we got to redefine success to mean more than, am I able to make a full-time living off of this?
Correct.
That's what our culture has become. Dog, we in the city right now where everybody got a course that they sell on how to make money in the trucking industry, how to make money in stocks, how to make money in this, that, and the third. And a lot of these people ain't making money themselves in those industries.
Nah, fact.
They've just figured out how to teach it. So now you got a lot of people who have figured out, dang, I figured out how to make some money in rap. So I'm going to be the blueprint for all these other people to come in. And when these people following me, what they finding is, man, I don't love hip hop at all. I ain't even trying to be a good rapper. And here was the quickest path to a bag. And that became the blueprint for probably the past 30 years in hip hop.
It did though. All rappers ain't created equally though. Like that's the issue. But see, I don't really speak to people that haven't found their passion.
They're calling and
I don't like my message ain't gonna be for that. Cause the first thing is you got to find that. You gotta find, and if it ain't rap, it ain't rap. If you know in your heart you doing something for the wrong reason, you tweaking. My message can transfer into something else. You know what I'm saying? It really can. Like when Jay-Z had a song called the rap game like the crack game. And he was taking a lot of the rules that he used in the street to apply to the music business. Not saying that's a good thing to keep transferring that mindset, but he was saying like, I did good business when I was on the block. I did good business when I got in the game. I woke up before niggas when I was on the street, and I woke up before niggas when I was in the studio. I went to sleep after niggas when I was in the street. I went to sleep after niggas in the studio. If I got a loan in the street, I paid it back. If I got a loan in the rap game, I paid it back. And I apply whatever my message, even though I used it for my gift, you could do the same thing for your gift. If you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you're a dentist, if you're an accountant, it could be anything. It's not just for you to come rap. Like if someone's taking it that way, they haven't taken their time. They're just like, to your point, they're doing it because it's the quick hustle. It's something, no, I'm rapping because I saw it was a quick hustle. No, I'm not telling you to rap to do that. I really love rap. I studied this with a passion. And so that's more so the message that I'm saying. Like when I say like, nah, I'm not going to just go get a job because, I rapped when I had nothing. I rapped when I probably should have went and got a job. Well, I remember, I went to try to get a job and quit the job because I needed to give all my time to this because I really, really believe. Like you seen The Matrix when he was like, no, you're not going to do this, Neo. We can't tell you that you're the one. You got to believe you're the one. And anything that you're doing is sometimes the job, not it. And it's such a thin line with that message because what if somebody go get a job and they're just trying to maintain as opposed to not to go rap, but to do anything that they love. And sometimes the pressure in the making diamonds is your back is going to be against the wall. It's not going to be when you're comfortable and you make this certain amount of money at this job. Then you go turn this money into this when you're comfortable. No, you might make the best version of yourself without having that comfortable amount of money. And I think that message is so we're both right is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we absolutely.
Like, it's scary because I don't want you to be comfortable to figure out what you're good at.
Bro, what was Jesus' trade if y'all know? Y'all know what Jesus' trade was?
I don't know. Fill me in.
Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trade is like his job?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know they were.
But what is Jesus most known for? Is it carpentry?
Nah.
No, indeed.
No.
What's that?
It's doing God's work
Okay.
outside of his trade.
So carpenter wasn't his gift.
Carpenter was his trade, but his purpose was way bigger than just his occupation or his trade. You feel me?
Right.
So we got to start understanding that, you could probably still have amazing impact in rap, and maybe some of y'all figure out how to make a full-time living off of it, but you can still use this art form of hip-hop and this culture of hip-hop to make amazing impact and have it be part of your purpose in life without saying, man, if I ain't make $1 million off of it, that mean I failed.
Facts.
Because to the earlier conversation we've made, even like having a job
Taboo.
Yeah, or like the corny
You
thing.
fail,
or
yeah, yeah.
Because people are on Instagram, they're
Yeah.
looking, they're seeing the type of guys the girls are going for, the
Yeah.
girls that they think they want because they look like this, and the guy drives this,
Yeah.
and the guy driving that don't work at Publix, and he don't.
Right.
So they're like, well, that's
Goes back into what D said about the culture is confused. But like I know people that have said, I actually love helping people. I love helping people get better. They go to school, they become a doctor, they become a nurse practitioner, then they go to college and they go that route. I respect that. That's passion into your job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you had a job because you just working and your manager is an asshole, and the person above this is not treating you well, and you're not, you know what I mean, and you don't really, and you're not happy, that I don't like that. I think you should do anything with your heart and your happiness and your peace is in that, and you should find that.
I think that chasing happiness is different than pursuing purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you can find a lot of happiness in the strip clubs. You can find a lot of happiness.
God forbid.
You know,
Jesus.
well, unfortunately, we got people in this culture, in this city, who about to drop documentaries and albums, you know what I'm saying, glorifying that, and way too old for. Come on, man.
So you don't like what Jermaine Dupri and Gigi and them doing with
Man,
Magic City?
Jermaine Dupri
that's
know
what it
how
sound
I
like.
feel about it, man.
Right.
Like we didn't. I posted about it on Instagram.
You said something to him about it?
I said something to my followers about it because he's doing a media run glorifying it. And so I'm like, if you can promote this publicly, I can oppose it publicly. And I spoke about it, and he jumped in my DMs 5 minutes later.
How'd that go?
And we had, when I talked that talk to him, he left me on scene.
Facts?
Because he, his thing was not understanding how I'm going against a culture that is beloved by this city. I said, brother, at what point do we put our city's culture ahead of God's code? You heard me? Like straight up. Like,
and you think he's too old to be doing that? I'm not trying to make it like that.
I know for a fact that when I was a child, I did childish things. I thought as a child.
Correct.
But when I grew older, this is Bible that I'm quoting right now.
Right, okay.
When I grew older, I put away childish things.
Right.
I behaved as a man. You know what I'm saying?
And they maintaining that pretty much.
There you go, bro.
I do love the unity side of it though, like him going to get other artists and bringing Atlanta together.
Brother, it's always gonna be some positive that you could pull out of some negativity.
What you think about
if
that?
you go smash 100 prostitutes tonight, you'll be like, but I got to have some real conversation with them,
and I paid their bills,
and I paid their bills.
Single moms.
You can always pull some positivity out of foolishness.
What you think about that though?
I think the unity side, I'm not gonna ever go against saying, yeah, it's unity, bringing people
Because you
together.
can be all bad. But what if I know I ain't shit, but I might want to do a couple good things and feed a couple single moms and.
Bro, that ain't what it's about, bro.
I'm just
It's about
asking.
trying to get back relevant for
Do you separate that though? You separate that?
Yeah, I do separate it. I do separate it because you can help out single mothers in a lot of different ways than having to get them to objectify their bodies. And I'm not talking about JD when I say this, but I'm talking about anybody in hip hop.
Yeah.
We love these strip clubs until it's our daughter on the pole.
Oh, it ain't gonna be my daughter.
That's what I'm saying. It's hypocritical hop, dog. The whole culture. And you know what else we love? You know what else we love? We love, we just love to talk about, oh man, murder culture and cats getting slid on and all that. Like it's not, this not because of hip hop. Hip hop don't have nothing to do with this. But why we don't see no white people doing drive-bys in the trailer park communities?
Yeah.
It's in the black communities that we see all this stuff happening. So what is it about us to where we are we just inherently more violent than white people? I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that a certain style of behaviors, a certain set of norms has been glorified, marketed, and pushed in one community. But I ain't never heard of a trailer park drive-by to this day.
There's some violence over there though.
It ain't no trailer park drive-bys though.
I don't think that's their tactical weapon though.
Yeah. I get what he's saying though.
And they got more poor white people in this country than poor black people.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, because
absolutely
by default there's more white folks.
By default, because there's way more white folks in this country.
Word.
So we're just going based on numbers. There are tangibly more poor white people than poor black people. Yes. But that being said, the behaviors that come along with poverty, somehow we have taken these behaviors and said, we're going to make them seem cool to the black community.
But is there more liquor stores and guns and crack and drugs forced in their neighborhoods like it is in ours, like they did? See what I'm saying?
Right. It's
So,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're
not
right.
giving the white people an excuse, but
Right.
it's like we know they forced that shit in our community, D.
You're
We
right.
know that's a fact.
You're right. So now we, the heroes of our community, the successful black men and women of our community, need to counteract that narrative
Gotcha.
and not play into it by saying, I'm just going to make the music the people want to hear.
Got you.
We got to use our platform to
I agree with that.
oppose it. And when I say oppose it, it's because earlier in the conversation, we name people and it's like, we can name the good works that they're doing, but also, bro, most people are going to die having never stood firmly for anything in their lives because
Right.
they mastered the art of lukewarmness.
You're right.
That's what I'm fighting against. It's very few people that's on demon time out here. You heard me? It's some people that's on straight demon time. And I would rather deal with a person that's on demon time because I know how you coming. You not bipolar. You not Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, or whatever dude your daddy name is. You heard me?
right.
Like you not that. You all the way on that. I know how to deal with a person like you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know killers and I know people that's all they on.
Yeah.
But everybody want to be lukewarm to the point where it's like, I could be telling you something that a part of you relates to, but you just want to play dumb today. You want to be in your gangster bag today. So you're not going to embrace what
You're
I'm
on the
saying.
fence.
You're on the fence.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm fighting against. It's war inside of hip hop. It's hip hop versus hypocritical hop. That's why I made an album about it, because I'm just putting it on Front Street. Let me show you how fake y'all are and make hit songs about this, but how fake y'all are and how watered down this culture is. Y'all really don't stand for nothing. Y'all want to let the positive dude, the man of God, the college graduate be more gangster than y'all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what's really gangster is saying what's not going to be popular, but what's needed to be said, what's going to break some chains mentally and spiritually inside the hearts and minds of our people. That's what's gangster.
Nah, D, I fuck with you, fam.
I appreciate it, bro.
I fuck with you be saying. Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna give this analogy. So I'm a big fan of like there's two movies. One called Independence Day. You ever seen it?
With Will Smith.
Yes, sir. And there's another one called Armageddon with Bruce Willis.
Seen that too.
Right? Both of these movies, the issue at hand was in order to fix the problem, they had to get to the core of the spaceship, and the other one was the core of this meteor to blow it up from the inside, and so that because the shit on the outside wasn't working when they was trying to hit all the shit on the outside, it was just blocking it off. It wasn't strong enough, right? A lot of the issues that I know are from the core of the culture, the core of the neighborhoods, the ghettos, the projects, the trenches, whatever, however you want to word it. I feel like you got to get in there sometimes into the middle of the core, right? Which is what you're aiming to get to with your messages. And I don't know the work you're doing outside of the internet and outside, right? But do you ever feel like it's going to have to come from, like, let's say your message, I don't know how you collab with somebody or get, the message has to come from somebody like a Future or a Gucci Man or a Lil Baby, Thug, Lucci.
That would help. That would help.
Do you think that because the kids don't really, I don't know why, but they don't really resonate with the Kirk Franklins or the super positive people from a distance. They're idolizing the people, the young thugs and the people saying slat and all the gang banging and all the nonsense. Do you think it's gonna take your message to collab with these people to get them to do it so that, like, if Future went out and say, hey man, we ain't drinking lean and popping perks no more?
Absolutely.
Because if you say it, I don't think that they're gonna listen because they don't see you doing it on a daily basis or consider, like he said, the righteous person cool to their eyes, which we all know back in high school when I was sitting in the back of the bus, all them niggas in the back with me, them niggas really turned out to be the lame niggas for real anyway. All the smart kids getting off on the front of the bus seemed to be the niggas that was a little bit more mature for real. So all that shit is kind of cap, and I'm older now. I'm able to say that a lot of those jockeys in high school, I never went to college, but in high school, them was really the lame niggas that thought they was cool. So you think it's gonna take something that powerful of those people that powerful to do that, to be able to get that message out to the kids properly, because they don't listen to the righteous shit.
That would help, but we can't wait for them. You feel me? Like, we can't wait for them because time ticking. So that's why I've been in these schools for the past 16 years. Like, look, I ain't never drank or smoked my whole life, y'all. I ain't never shot nobody, never sold no dope.
Gotcha.
But I'm at y'all middle school. Future not here at y'all middle school right now.
So you really dealing with the kids?
I'm here. for my whole adult life. That's all I
Yeah.
do, brother. I'm the artist in residence in actual school districts around this country.
Right.
To where I'm on a regular basis at these middle schools, at these high schools, partnering with nonprofits.
Are these like alternative schools or like
prison
regular? Like, what
ministry.
kind of schools?
These regular public high schools.
Okay, regular
and middle
public high
schools.
schools. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
But I'll go talk to the suburbs too.
Yeah.
I talk to anybody. Like, that's the thing. I learned not to be selfish with God's gifts. These ain't my gifts. These are God's gifts.
Yeah.
I used to have this complex of, I only want to reach the trenches in the hood. No, I have a heart for the trenches in the hood because I come from the Goose, the Ninth Ward, New Orleans, East Side, of course.
Right.
But, man, I'm here to reach any and everybody. So we would love, like, I'm here to recruit, dog. I'm here to recruit Future, Young Thug, T.I., Lil Baby, Gucci Man, Young Jeezy.
Right.
I'm here to recruit all these brothers, man. Come on, man. Let's save this next generation. Let's empower them to be better than us.
Got you.
I'm here to do that, but if anybody ain't trying to be a part of that movement, I still got to do the work God called me to do, even if they not ready.
You think Thug and Lucci music gonna change after this? I'm hearing through the grapevine. I don't know if I'm saying this too soon, that they about to do either a song or a concert together.
That would be beautiful.
I'm hearing that. Do you feel like the music
guess what?
needs to change up a little bit?
Guess what? That would be beautiful to show that people who had beef can come together, but it wouldn't be great if the content of that song or that concert is still glorifying what's harming our whole community.
So you think Thug music need to adjust a little bit? Not, it don't got to go gospel, but the message need to kind of go like what Thug did with J. Cole, that type of record?
Man, absolutely, brother. Like, Thug, God saved you, Thug. Like, God saved you. Like, you wasn't supposed to be coming home no time soon.
Right.
You truly humble under God, ain't you?
Yeah.
So be humble under God, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, absolutely, man. I'm rooting for Young Thug, bro.
Right.
And I actively befriend and work with brothers I got BG on my new album.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I got Fredo Bang on my album
I
before that.
seen the beat.
Yeah. Like
Project Pat too. I
got
was
Project
like,
Pat.
how did you put that together?
Come on, man. Come on, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
And all the songs are bangers.
Yeah.
That's the
No, for sure.
thing.
It's good music.
Because what it does is it shows people we not as different as people think we are. Once we get into the same room, once we throw that beat on, once we talk for a little bit, man, me and BG had lunch, we sat down, we built as men on the strength of that one conversation. I got the perfect idea for a song with me and Jizzle.
Right.
Before that, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But you got to take time to actually build with people. And at this point, bro, I'm creating from a place of freedom.
Right.
So because I'm creating from a place of mental, spiritual, and financial freedom, I can be bolder than 99% of people who are creating from a place of survival.
What is freedom to you though?
Freedom to me is financially, you cannot starve me because you do not feed me. I'm good. My money is making money.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Spiritually, freedom is I don't need the approval of these 8 billion humans because at the end of my life, I got to answer to one man. You do too, by the way. You do too, by the way. And that's what I'm concerned with is I want to please him with how I use my time and my talent. That's God.
Got you.
You feel me? That's spiritual freedom. Mental freedom is I grew up around all this activity that they call culture.
Right.
And you're not really black if you don't listen to this.
Right.
You're not really real if you don't do this,
Right.
And now I have detached from all of it and said no, and I'm still a man, and I'm black, and I'm real, and all that stuff. But I don't have to embrace none of these cultures if these cultures contradict with what my God tells me. That's freedom, bro.
Great answer.
And I want that for everybody.
Nah, for sure. And D,
Can we get there, bro?
are you asking for me?
Yeah, can we get there? No, I like, can we get there?
I'm with you.
I'm recruiting, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I'm with you.
I'm recruiting, bro. Like in our lifetime, listen, y'all with me, bro? I know that what I'm saying for some people, they're like, man, D, I feel everything you're saying. I'm just not where you at yet, brother, because I'm still dealing with this.
Right.
I'm still dealing with my own vices.
Right.
I'm still dealing with my sins in real time.
Yeah.
But that doesn't prevent me from being able to do what I just know is right at the end of the day.
What's
bro.
some of your tougher vices you deal with or have? Like, what's some vices I was like, this
Man,
this is I'm struggling.
bro, not being married, bro. Not being
Are
married.
you married?
No.
Oh.
No, not
Word?
being married, bro. And getting to the point to where, you know, you be like, dang, I know my purpose. So now we're getting married. I got some people that's into my person, but they ain't into my purpose.
What, women?
Yeah, they into me, the person, but they're not into my purpose. Or you get to the point to where you like, man, being with somebody is distracting me sometimes from what I know God called me to do, right? You got that type of stuff that you deal with. I put my all into this person, and she went and let a few of the football players, run it up on her, score some touchdowns, you know what I'm saying, on her. Like, you got that, you got hurt, man. We hold on to that hurt as men.
Yeah.
We hold on to that hurt. You just got so many things, bro, that, that's one.
You working on that?
Working on it actively, bro. Working on it, praying on it, actively. Pray for me.
No,
Pray
okay,
for me.
for sure. I got
No,
you.
right now. I'm just playing.
No, we really can before we end the episode. We
pray
really
for
can say
your
a
boy.
prayer.
Yeah, all right. We gonna have
We really can. We really can.
So, bro, that's an area where I wanna be the best version of myself in that area.
Right.
Also, bro, in this industry, being able to block out everybody's opinions, because everybody will try. You can have the purest of intentions, but people will be like, oh, like when I had some comments that I made about a year and a half ago about like Jim Jones and Rick Ross.
I seen those.
I was on Sway in the Morning, right?
I seen that.
And so Rick Ross got real mad, and he, started responding, trying to make fun of me, call me names. I could just tell, like, my comments really hit home with him, saying, yo, you too old to be, you could do better than.
I seen that.
Yeah, right? Jim Jones, he got upset. He went on the radio. He went to talking crazy towards me.
I seen that.
Joe Budden jumped in, right? You got a relationship with Joe, huh?
I ain't gonna say relationship, but we know each other. He did shout me out on the podcast and stuff.
Yeah, so Joe jumped in, and immediately, me and Joe ain't never met, but I was a big fan of his music growing up. Joe immediately called me a clout chaser, you know what I'm saying? And just casted me off. Oh, this is
I didn't see that.
Christian clout chaser, just da-da-da. And then subsequently in future episodes, it was like, man, these niggas will kill your Christian ASS. Like, da-da-da, who you talking about? And you, boy, you better know who you talking to. Like Joe telling me this in regards to me having comments about various, artists and how they using their platform. That being said, I see. By the way, Joe just shouted me out in one of his last episodes too. So shout out to Joe. I think was that, and it was a shout out, and that let me know on some man time. It just let me know that felt like an olive branch of just like, D, we good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Joe for that. But I see how a year and a half later, on the strength of Joe calling me that, labeling me that, there's still people who saw that episode who might not have saw the episode where he shouted me out, who that's all they view me as. Oh, this dude just a clout chaser. Why? I don't know him, but Joe Budden said he is, you know? Yep. So I see the impact of that, dog, to this day. So an area that I constantly gotta work at is like just blocking out what everybody's saying online, bro, because
it affected you a little bit?
It affects me when I see people who like it affects me when I see people who go so hard to try to prove that your intentions are not pure.
Got you.
And they wasn't with me for the past 16 years of my adult life. They wasn't. They didn't listen to my 14 albums and see the content being the same the whole way. You know, it's tough. Also because a lot of the criticism comes from Christians. A lot of the criticism comes from Christians. That's like. Like they just. So I just did a podcast. I did my man Willie Moore Jr.'s podcast, and I said, man, there's a lot of people that's using Jesus and Christianity nowadays just to build their own personal brands, right? I said that. They just posted a clip of it from the podcast yesterday. You got a lot of people who agree with me, but boy, you got them people that's super loud. That's like, how Dee-1 saying that about other people when that's all he's doing himself? You know what I'm saying? He just da-da-da-da. So you see that, and they go extra hard, bro.
And you gotta find a way to block that out a little bit.
Yeah,
or do you respond to it?
I'm the person that's like, I got time today. I'll respond to y'all.
I'll be having time.
But then I don't need to be having time. It's how I feel too. It's like there's that part of me that's like, I could respond to all of this, but no, bro, I got like higher level things I need to be focused on.
It's tough though, because it's like, how do you draw the line of, like, I deal with that too, D. Like, don't get me, because I come from I've been outside my whole life. So when the internet shifted, I was like, these rules don't really apply to what I grew up on. So it's like, I got time today. It's more intentional than just this message for me sometimes. Because sometimes I feel like there's got to be a reminder of like, yeah, I ain't really the nigga to play with for real.
There you go.
Sometimes, like, somebody just did it again up to like O can only do so much as a Caucasian because he got to be careful in this industry with what he because he's a good white dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like,
thanks, guys.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like
he's a good dude. No, you're a good dude who happens to be white.
Right. Thank you. But it's like sometimes in the comments, somebody might feel like they could throw culture vulture at him, or that cracker can't say this to her.
Oh,
right. And so I it was some dude that's on like he on a show. I don't even know what show it was, but he said Ray Daniels made a comment on the podcast we did with Lou Will, and I be seeing it sometimes. I might see it on my phone, and somebody made a comment like. Now Ray was wilding, by the way, but everybody was getting on Ray about the comment he made about Jay-Z. Anyway, long story short, somebody came in there, some actor came in there and was like, and I saw it because it was verified, and he said something about, the white boy can't sit in on this, he can't speak up on this, and before, I tell to stay out of them because those are the ones I got time for. Because it's like I'm like, nah, he said what he said, and the white boy can't sit down. Now what? Because sometimes. That has to happen because sometimes I get a little point D, and why I do it is I've had two of my homegirls go, I love the way you stand up for Owen, right? And that must happen because I don't want to in the future when we out and about with somebody feel like they could play with him and ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it because it ain't going down like that. It's like nah, nigga, it's going down. Oh, go to the car quick. You know what I'm saying? This shit about to go down for real because you might not be. He might want to say something that might rub the culture wrong. And I don't even want him to do that because sometimes I got to do it for him. It's like sometimes you might got to have time, D, because they might need to know, hey, nigga, I'm from New Orleans, nigga. Yeah. Like, I'm not really...
That's why I responded to Rick Ross. I responded to Jim Jones. I responded to Joe Budden.
It's like, nigga, come on now.
Then it was almost...
where you from?
Yeah, and my thing is like, it's a form of bullying. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of bullying when people feel like they'll play with you online on some stuff.
That's why they think you won't do nothing.
There you go. And like I come from, bro, the only time I ever been bullied in my life was in kindergarten. Like just to show you, that's why I wrote this book, right? Called David Found His Slingshot. It's a true story. It's a hip hop anti-bullying children's book. Cause my real name is David, and I used to get bullied as a kindergartner, bro.
That's fire.
Me and my bully eventually became best friends. To this day, we best friends, right? That book has changed the lives of so many kids who are dealing with bullying in real time because what we've seen online is, people who don't know how to stand up for themselves. I had to stand up for myself in the book, by the way, and that's how we end up becoming best friends. But people who don't know how to stand up for themselves, some of them end up committing suicide, bro, because online bullying is something that has become so prevalent that we've normalized it from adulthood on down to the kids. So listen, bro. I'm gonna say this. Online, if white people don't want to get called cracker, then don't call black people nigga. And I don't use the N-word, by the way.
Right.
If black people don't want to get called nigga, then don't call white people cracker. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I don't think it's equal, but I see what you're saying.
I feel like the heart behind both of them is I'm intentionally trying to disrespect you when I call you that.
But cracker hasn't made I'm sorry. Whites haven't made cracker as cool as black people made the word nigga.
So if we've made it cool, then that's even to my point even more. No, that's to my point even more of just like, if we've made it something cool, then the point of this is I'm not finna let no white person calling me or somebody I love a nigga make me get out of my character. That word doesn't have that much control over me. But online, online, bro, do you know how many of our people will get all the way like ready to turn up over Hulk Hogan used the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
We can't be happy for anything he ever did in his life.
Right.
Meanwhile, in our community, we just killed 10 people in this neighborhood yesterday. But
in a verse
or in real life.
Or in real life.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's just normal. Free him. Free such and such.
But then they use that passion against Hulk Hogan.
Come on, man. Selective outrage,
and this
man.
is whole legacy type thing.
Selective outrage. And I'm not saying Hulk Hogan is right for using that.
Because he was wrong for that moment.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's just my thing. And so what people try to hit me with is, it's just people who don't understand the long game is, well, D, if you saying that, how could you have a song with a Project Pat? How could you have a song with a Fredo Bang or a BG? And my thing is like, what's the content of those songs that we're doing together?
Because that's what matters.
Because we could be kicking it in this room and all partners, right? But I might not agree with what you finna go do an hour from now. But that don't mean that in this room that we didn't have an amazing conversation that we were on the same page about.
You saying you don't just cut all that off.
That also goes back though to, it's like the judgment stuff though of like, bro, like from a Christian sense, like, bro, like Jesus' disciples weren't perfect men. They weren't like, when you look at like Apostle Paul and these people you learn about in the Bible, these were people that like, they was like that. They like
it was like that.
it was like that though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even I think Jay Electronica in the verse said, you could find the Christ where the leopards and the lames at. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Jesus was in the thick of it.
He was in the trenches for real.
Yeah, Jesus wasn't just with people that was perfect and didn't need God's word. Like,
Right.
no, the people he was calling to him, they was the people who did some of the most like ruthless stuff. You know what I'm saying? Before. So to the thing of like, oh, why is he doing a song with Project Pat? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, because if Project Pat is still wrestling with things, and I don't know anything about Project Pat on a personal level, you know, so I don't know where he's at in his life or his walk with whatever.
Right.
But it's like, why not? Because the people who are supposed to be, you know, right with God, they don't maybe need it as much as the people who not.
No, I like it, and that goes back into getting into the core of things. With Dee-1 being able to do that, to me, is an example of him saying like, nah, I'm not gonna just do songs with Christian people. Now I'm gonna dive up in there, and I'm gonna show you that we could head somewhere. Because I believe it starts somewhere, bro. You can't just 0 to 1,000 out of nowhere without no in between route.
Right.
You feel me? And that's what I love about kind of like what you're saying when you go do songs with those people and those people question it. Because you saying Christian people have questioned you doing that?
Yeah, some, but that's people who don't really know me that well, brother. My first ever tour I was on was in 2011 with Young Dro, Killer Mike, and Pac Div.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Grind and Hustle Tour.
Okay.
I was signed to Grand Hustle Management back then.
Oh, you've been outside for a minute.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That was 2011. Then in 2012, I went on tour with Macklemore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then 2013, Lupe Fiasco. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. You know the first person who put me on to you for real? My brother Brandon Lewis. This is his hat right here.
For real?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, B. Yeah, man.
Lou, but before all the that stuff you had waving, he told me about you a minute ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
be
saying? And I forgot what it was. He was telling me about you or something. Y'all was around each other for a minute. He was like, "Yo, check his stuff out."
Be a real one. Yeah, bro. So I've been doing this, and some people don't recognize. Some people will be like, "Yo, he's a Christian that is outspoken, so therefore we want to put him into this box." But it's like, I never been in that box from day one that some people want you to be in. And you know, brother, I also don't suffer from I'm trying to feel cool syndrome, you know? I was the homecoming king, dog. I was the captain of the basketball team. I never had no problem with getting girls or whatever. Some people are still secretly trying to feel cool, so they move in this industry in a way that's like, man, if I could get a song with this person, that's gonna help the part of me that since childhood ain't been feeling validated.
Can I ask you a question on that though? That's a great point. Cause I was never the captain of all that shit though, but I was lucky enough to be able to have all my high school crushes and be around the niggas that was alleged cool, this fake cool thing, right? Let me ask you this though, then I'm not saying make an excuse for these people. A lot of these people in the industry that's these so-called street dudes and these cool niggas was lame in school and didn't really get these pretty girls and wasn't the captain of shit and couldn't hoop. Hold on. So now when they get a little money and they get to pretending, do you kind of give a pass to the niggas that's kind of like, I never felt what Dee-1 felt. So I want a piece of that. Like, that kind of goes into why you is so cool, for real, bro. And you don't have to dive backwards into that because you got the repetitions in those. What about the people that haven't, bro? And they kind of go, you know what? I want a little taste of the cool, of the girls and people looking at me, and I want to act like I'm the man for a little minute. Do you kind of, what if they doing that at 30, 40? It's like,
I think that is what's happening.
Come on now. It's like, do you kind of give not a pass, but it's like, all right, I'm gonna let you go on.
You understand it, but the I'm gonna let you go on part, I don't do that because you're doing this with a public platform to where you overcompensating for being lame your whole life is now poisoning the minds of the people that's listening to you. It's different if nobody knows you, you don't have no public platform, and you just like, man, I was a nerd my whole life, but now I fool around and got money and got a car. I just want to go ride with the top down, you know, in front of some different restaurants and feel cool, feel that energy. That's on you. Nobody's nobody's being impacted by that. That's cool. That's fine. Right. But if you're to the point to where you're like, I got a following of millions of people and everything that I do and push out there, this whole lifestyle that I'm pushing, they don't know that I was lame my whole life. Because if they knew I was lame my whole life, half of them wouldn't even rock with me now.
Right.
My whole persona has been built upon me selling them the idea of who I am now and who I've been, right? that right there, that's just not keeping it real. I think the amount of rappers who are secretly trying to deal with their own insecurities, but they're trying to like cover for that by creating this persona that's not who they really are.
Yeah.
If we had like a lie detector test, man, it would be so many people who wouldn't pass the lie detector test, bro. It's like, just be real. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude came up to me one time with the diamond tester, right? With the diamond tester, like, oh man, let me interview you. Let me check. Right. I said, these ain't no real diamonds. I said, I'll just tell you right now, brother.
My earrings ain't real either. I don't buy jewelry.
I said, brother, I'll save you that viral moment. I said,
you could Walmart right here, man. He's the Walmart joints.
Sterling joints.
I said, I'm good. I said, my grandparents would actually be ashamed of me if I spent $10,000 on something I could have got for $300. You hear me?
Because then after you said that to him, now what?
Now what? Now what, dog? He ain't even post the video. That's what now what. Because you neutralize the energy that they try to meet you with, which was, you not real. Yeah. No, I am real. I'm so real that I'm going to tell you that I got this for a few $100s.
But what if it's real sterling? I don't like that. Yeah. Your jewelry ain't real, but what if it's the real thing of what it is? It's not real if I say it's something that it's not. That's what makes it fake. Yeah. So I'm saying I'm saying if I said
it's real something.
That's what I'm saying. If I said I had, if I said it was platinum, but it was, or if it was real diamonds, but it was cubic zirconia. If I tell you what it is, you gotta leave me the fuck alone. Yeah. Because it's really.
But I always like when I remember I seen Chad Johnson talk about that. Yeah. When he talked about playing in the NFL and all his diamonds and everything was always fake. I respected it. Yo, do you still hoop today?
Not as much as I would like to, bro. I be spending so much time in the studio as a rapper, as a public speaker, as a college professor. I teach a class called The Intersection of Hip Hop and Social Change as a children's book author. Bro, I be in churches preaching. I was just in Dallas Sunday preaching at a church. I called the message "Serve or Swerve." You hear me? You either gonna serve God in this life or you gonna swerve God. You feel me? Yeah. So with all that being said, I don't do, and maybe that's what a family and marriage would do for me is give me some more balance because I don't be knowing like, okay, at what time am I supposed to clock out this grind to go just have fun and play ball, and I be neglecting it.
If let's say like someone like Sai called you out in a game of one-on-one, how long you think? How long would you need to practice and get right before you think you'd be back?
Yeah,
you look in shape.
Yeah. So by the grace of God, still in shape for sure. I probably need a month.
Okay.
A month. Not to get in shape. I'm already in shape. But a month to just, I'm left-handed. So my jump shot is silky.
You're a lefty.
Yeah.
All right, word.
So that jump shot.
You want to lace up 5-on-5 or nothing like that? No time soon?
Little 5-on-5. I ain't mad at it, bro. Like I'm out here because I wanted to, just be around a community of people who I know are grinders, they go-getters, they walking in their purpose, but they also just doing life,
Absolutely.
And I think back in New Orleans where I'm from, I was just like, man, I'm in a place where I can't relate to like a lot of my friends I grew up with, they looking at it like, dang, you didn't become somebody we never thought you would become. Yeah. So I felt a little more isolated. You know what I mean? Right. A lot of respect from the whole city. I got the whole city respecting me, but being out here and seeing like, oh, word, so y'all able to record this and be busy and got time to do this and still be hooping? Like, that's gangster to me. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it ain't easy, bro. It ain't. It's tough. Oh, I wanted to ask you this because you said you was not. I don't know why I thought you was married. How in the hell do you manage being single and being this righteous and still looking youthful and stuff? But Christian women so aggressive and horny. It's like, how do you manage that? Like being that, but still being single. That's very difficult, though.
Christian women are aggressive and horny?
Yes, bro. I'm not being funny. I'm being honest. Like they are,
bro.
They're holler at you.
You're talking about women that say they're Christian.
They are Christian. Yeah. And say they Christian. Right. They are, like you seen the joke on Boys in the Hood where he was like, the most women is at church. Let's keep it a buck.
So the aggressive and horny part.
They are very.
More so than people that's not Christian?
Whatever. I mean, whatever.
I'm saying like when you say that they're aggressive and horny, meaning like women who are just in the clubs all day, every day, are they?
I don't even want to say they in the club or not. I know a lot of Christian women that I might see go to church on Sundays a lot and stuff. And Bro, once they like a dude, they're aggressive.
I think
And they're not going to go for the marriage off the rip.
A better general question too is just being a single man of God. Do you struggle with flesh and things like that? Like, is that something
Man,
you wrestle with?
That's what I'm saying. You have to.
yeah, like I definitely do, bro.
It's got to be coming 100 miles per hour with Dee-1.
Yeah,
It's got to.
bro.
That's what I'm at. You could just denounce this person if you want.
I just tell y'all, no. I just tell y'all, man, the era that God chose for me to be born in just so happened to be an era to where the world is smaller than ever. So now we have all of these perceived options, right, in our head because of
perceived options.
Perceived options because on social media and on the internet, it's like I don't really know this person, but they're right here on my screen.
Correct.
So I feel like that's an option, you know?
Got you.
That being said, nobody ever taught us how to deal with having such an abundance of options.
Facts.
And then being able to say, well, which one person is the best for me? You know what I mean? Without that becoming a full-time job of trying to explore all those options.
Right.
You know? So that's something to where in years past, that's something that was very tough I've been pretty well known for a while now, but I will say that was one of the toughest parts of becoming real well known. Is just like, dang, like so many people, and they have a head start at being able to know who I am because they can do their research.
Yeah, they're paying attention.
They're paying attention.
It's marinating.
There you go. So now people are playing strategically to where when they do run across you either in person or online, they already know what you like and what you've expressed that you don't like.
They study film.
They study you. They study film.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, that's
a D1 athlete.
literally, bro. So I mean, just being honest, bro, that's something that I see a lot of great men who I admire, who I look up to, who are public figures, who y'all probably know them very well too, who I talk to them behind the scenes, and with some of them, they say, man, the thing I regret the most is that I never settled down, and I've gotten to a point now to where it's only gotten more complex as I've gotten older, because now I got all these assets I bring to the table.
Yep.
You know, I gotta wonder who's in it for me versus in it for my celebrity and all that stuff. So I hear that stuff. So yeah, man, I'm definitely a person who wants to be great in every area of my life.
Right.
And just because I grew up seeing my mama and daddy married, they still together, and seeing my grandma and grandpa married and together, they've both passed away now. But because I grew up seeing that became my standard of what greatness looks like.
Absolutely.
In the relationship category.
Got you.
You know, other people will be like, man, greatness is I smashed that whole city right there. You know what I mean? And that's great. And they got some people that's growing up thinking, word, the person I look up to said that's greatness.
They thinking that's cool.
How many people? Yeah. But for me.
Nah, real men, honestly, should get up out of that. And at some point, that can't be cool no more. Like talking to your homies about where the hoes at and what we doing to go find them at. Me and my dogs, we been past that. That's knucklehead shit. But and I said that to say the concluding to is like, you know how like Martin Luther King, who I love, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, like all these Muhammad Ali. When you see all of the like, these are great men. These are, I got Muhammad Ali right behind you. And you know how righteous Martin Luther King was. And then you see all the biographies on him and the stories on him. It's like, and all of these dudes had their queens. And then you see it, and it's like at every speech, he was picking a joint out of the crowd and knocking them down. It's like, and I'm not holding that against them. I'm not. I hate to
saying they were struggling with.
Yeah, I hate to bring that up after somebody passed away. I don't like speaking about negative stuff when somebody passed away. What I'm saying is, they were still struggling with being as righteous as they were. Even with that, dealing with the flesh stuff, and it was like, and I saw that later after knowing how great of a person. We all know nobody was perfect. I'm saying like that was still something that they did deal with. All those women at the rallies and all of that, they were they were with the path that they were putting out, but that turned those women on, and they came stronger. Even when they had women that didn't have women, I asked Dr. Umar the same thing, but it was like is it harder?
What he said? What Umar said?
He dodged it a little bit, but I think Umar's still knocking him down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's still knocking him down.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, brother. We talked about it earlier in the conversation. When it comes to our flesh,
Yeah.
we either embrace our flesh, we wrestle with our flesh, or we fight against our flesh.
Got you.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are embracing their flesh and they just like, well, this is just my weak area. I'm just finna, hey, God, you know I'm good in a lot of other areas. This is just my weak area. Some people wrestling with their flesh and they're like, man, it's, you know, it's my weak area and I know I should do better, but come here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that.
Come here.
And then some people are actively fighting against their flesh, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that I've learned, like, I want to be the best version of who God has called me to be before I leave this earth, right? So what I try to do is what's called forced accountability, to where I make sure at this stage of my life, I'm surrounding myself with other brothers who are where I strive to be in that department, right?
Correct.
It's one thing to talk to your single homies. We all not married, right?
Yeah, none of us.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one thing for us to talk, but it's another thing for us to be like, hey, we got some married men who cool, you know what I mean? Who we can actually like chop it up with about these things.
What if they not shit though?
Well, it got to be the ones that are legit.
I don't know where they at.
Your pops.
Oh, I ain't talking about my pops.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We know him, bro.
Just him.
Okay.
Just him and my
mine
brother.
too. Your daddy and my daddy should be friends.
I just didn't want to make it seem like it was a lot of our married homies.
It ain't a lot, but it ain't a lot, but they exist.
Yeah.
So
Okay, got you.
I say that, you know, like I started like online, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I do an online Bible study on my YouTube channel,
Okay,
right?
word.
Just for my whole fan base, anybody that's trying to, it's called The Word versus the World.
Got you.
And it's just, people think that, man, D is just so like gung-ho about wanting to, you know, help people grow in their faith. And I am. But that's also to make sure that I stay in my word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Real.
The forced accountability is what we need to grow sometimes. When we know I want to do better, I want to be the best version of me, I gotta force myself to be in situations to where it's like, you ain't got no choice now, partner.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice, and you got other people around you holding you accountable. I just said this, but we got a lot in common, bro. I said this the other day about, I got a group chat with a lot of younger people in it, and sometimes recently I've been so locked in that some of the knuckleheads in it, they'll post a reel in there that has nothing to do with nothing, and it's just negative. And then I saw another homie that he was going through something that he told me about. He chimed in on it, and I was like, "Yo, don't let them get your mind today, bro. Stay focused. Like, let's be healthy, right?" And I've been saying in the chat, and they was, "Oh, you always being old and grumpy." But I said on my story the other day, sometimes I'll say locked in over and over and over because I'm reminding myself. I'm not just trying to tell y'all that I'm perfect, and I'm saying sometimes I'm like, "Yo." I'm reminding myself, bro, don't get this actually looks funny. It looks entertaining. This fight, this shootout on camera is like, but why is this the first thing you sent here this morning? Yo, y'all stay locked in. I'm telling myself to get out of this because I wanted to chime in because I'm not perfect. And so when you said that, I really respect that. You actually letting them know, like, bro, I need y'all to tell me as well, and I need to tell myself as well as I need to challenge y'all to know that I'm not with the bullshit conversations right now, bro. I want to be fed something healthy as well because I'm trying to get out of this nonsense that we all been addicted to, as well as myself.
Yes.
And so when you say that, I resonate with that because that's real. That sometimes you gotta kind of, I might be on my homie sometime like, yo, I don't want to talk about this today, man. Like what we doing? You know what I mean? And he might look at me like, damn, bro, what the hell you on? Like, nah, bro, like I'm about to lose myself, and I need you to feed back into me where I might lose myself at. And sometimes as men, we need that.
And,
you know what I mean?
And what we're wrestling with right now is inside of hip hop
Keep saying
culture.
wrestling, my nigga.
Wrestling, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What we're wrestling with in hip hop culture is people who are trying to draw a line and have a standard of accountability, and people who are like, nope, I just want to enjoy this guilt-free. Mindless behavior, just enjoying all of the temporary pleasures that this culture and this music can afford us and the lifestyle that comes along with it. Meanwhile, you got some people that's like, I love this same music that you love. Like, I love this art form as well, but we got to have some accountability, y'all, somewhere. And that's all I'm doing is just drawing a line. And I don't mind going to war with anybody in the culture because it's a spiritual war. I'm not battling against any rapper or any podcaster. I'm battling against the darkness in you that you allowing to exist at the forefront. That's all it is, because no human being is my op. Hypocritical Hop is the only op, bro. Hypocritical Hop is the normalization of all of this sin, all of this negativity, murder, drug dealing, disrespecting women. All that is Hypocritical Hop. That's the op. So it's like, it's gonna be a flex at the end of the day. Not to say how many records did you sell, but how many records did you sell by pushing a message that made the world or your community better?
Real talk.
Because a lot of y'all sold 1 million records, but you ain't changed no lives for the better, right? And don't say, well, I gave out turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's one day that you gave out turkeys.
Yeah.
But the other 364 days, your message poisoned the minds of your community. So that's what's happening in hip hop. And I feel like it's healthy to draw a line and be like, who's on which side of the line? So I'm doing that rappers only meeting on Zoom. I'm gonna have 1,000 rappers on there. And that's only 1,000 because that's what Zoom caps it at. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm gonna have 1,000 rappers on there that's like, D, we on this side of the line. What's up? And I feel like God has equipped me to be able to pour into artists to be able to be like, we teammates.
Yeah.
He ain't your competition. He ain't your. Look at his face on this Zoom. Like we are all. And then that's gonna lead to an in-person sit down with all of us. You know what I'm saying? Have a state of hip hop summit, man, and bring everything together to where, yeah, bro, like we gotta have accountability in the culture, man.
No. Everybody need that.
Yep.
Everybody need the accountability. I want to. You said your show was September 5th.
September 7th. The
September
tour starts
7th?
September 5th in Houston.
Okay.
September 7th
But here at
Atlanta.
Center Stage in
Center
Atlanta.
Stage.
I'm buying tickets to your show. Don't put me
Man.
on a roll call list.
Dog,
We
thank
buying
you.
tickets. I'm pulling up. That's my word. And two, I want to. Is your book on Amazon?
No, it's on my website, Dee-1music.com.
Okay. How much did it cost?
It's 20.
Can I give you $20 and buy this copy right here?
Man, absolutely.
Can you
bro.
autograph it for me?
You serious? Man, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
man,
I'm dead
what?
serious. I want to buy it right now.
Oh, man,
You
that's
got Cash
love,
App, dog?
man. Yeah, I got cash.
I'm about to
App.
get this book from you real quick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in my
that's-
crib and have you autograph it
That's
too.
love. This is rare, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, it's
Cash
like
App in there, bro.
I'm literally putting in my Cash App, and this brother said he buying tickets to the concert.
No, yeah, for sure, mandatory. I don't like all
Man.
that guest list shit.
Bro, that's
I want to say this, D. I've seen you from afar a lot, and I always love what you represent. Sometimes, like, damn, I can't wait to chop it up with him because I want to ask some extra questions. But looking you in your eye, bro, and seeing what you represent, let me put the face scan on here. Purchase this joint real quick. And seeing what you represent and how you responded to some of the counter questions, bro, I got a much higher respect for you. And I already respected you, but a much, much higher. I'm an outside dude, bro. I got to see somebody in person and just kind of feel the passion a little bit. I could feel it outside of just your word. I did the same thing. I said, not comparing you to Dr. Umar, but the messages sometimes people counter it with a lot of BS, and he deals with that a lot. You more on a higher realm, and kind of seeing you go back and forth, bro. I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I rock with it. Let me not curse with it. But yeah, I'm coming to your show, bro. I want you to autograph this book too and this Polaroid. And before we get out of here, this is the Sorry Not Sorry show. So I need you to tell us, what are you most not sorry about?
I'm not sorry about doing God's work boldly and unapologetically inside of hip hop until the day he called me home.
Absolutely. For sure, bro. I rock with you, bro. I like you, man.
Thank you, brother.
I
That
like
mean
you.
a lot. Hey, I could tell. I could tell from a distance. I was like, me and homie gonna really be friends. And same with
Yeah,
you, bro. As
absolutely,
I
bro.
peep y'all from a distance,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta prioritize coming and doing this sit down. You know what I mean? Because like it's war, and we gotta decide who's our teammates versus who's our people that we trying to reach. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And I consider y'all teammates at this point, bro.
I'm glad that post reeled you in and made us text on the side. And that
was the post where he said his partner called him out for his lyrics not being.
the
yeah.
shit with my man
Oh
Joe.
yeah.
Gave me goosebumps. I said, dog, I had the same story in my own way with my mama. You know what I mean? Knowing that like them lyrics that's on there is not who I raised you to be.
Yeah,
and you ain't do none of this before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you rapped about. So yeah, bro, God works in mysterious ways, but I don't think it's all that mysterious. I think God is intentionally connecting people who are supposed to do life together and make impact together. Cause I can only do so much on my own.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Thank y'all. I love y'all brothers, bro. I
Thanks,
mean
bro.
it.
Thank you, brother.
If I
Appreciate
never
that.
see y'all again, I love y'all, but
Appreciate it.
I'm sure I will by
Yeah,
God's
for
grace.
sure.
You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
it, bro.
Yeah. And you breaking mics and
It's crazy.
hey man, we breaking down these
Right.
we breaking
What
down these
piece was that?
strongholds. You hear me?
A little bottom piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I see y'all at the concert. Enjoy the
yeah.
album Hypocritical Hop too.
I got you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
autograph that for me real quick, bro. And then I'm gonna have you autograph this joint over here, the Polaroid. All right, what's up, y'all? I want to thank everybody for tapping in with the Sorry Not Sorry show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all. All right, and check out the official website, thesorrynotsorryshow.com.
Oh, you're my fucking seat daddy, yeah? Get off my seat.
All
Just
right,
get
bro.
up.
Cut.
It's my
Cut, bro. Yeah, you know what time it is, man. Sorry Not Sorry show.
We got the New Orleans legend in the building. D-1, what's up, man? Talk to me, man.
We in this thing, man.
Come on,
we
man.
about to have a conversation. We gonna shift the culture. You heard?
We gotta shift the culture. It's not how I need to be, right?
Nah, dog. It ain't even hip hop no more. It's hypocritical hop.
Damn. All right, we're gonna get it right. Oh, you ready for this, man?
Ready.
You gotta hold it down for the Caucasians, because
Go, man.
all right. You got us? You got them?
Come on.
All right, say less.